When someone is rude to you, it often feels like a personal assault, as though their words or actions have pierced the very fabric of your dignity. The initial impulse, almost automatic and primal, is to respond emotionally. Anger rises like a tide, frustration bubbles up, and our words may erupt with a force that leaves us regretting our loss of control. Yet, here lies the essence of Stoic wisdom. True power does not emerge from reaction but from measured response. It is in the space between stimulus and response where our freedom and sovereignty reside. Marcus Aurelius, whose meditations resonate through time, taught that external events do not cause our suffering. Rather, it is our judgment of these events that shapes our inner experience. When someone behaves rudely, they wield no real power over your spirit unless you surrender it to them. The challenge, then, is not to change the offender but to change your interpretation and reaction. This shift requires discipline, mindfulness, and a profound understanding of what lies within your control. By mastering your response, you reclaim your agency and uphold your dignity. Instead of spiraling into defensiveness or victimhood, you see the encounter as an opportunity to exercise your inner strength. This reframing does not trivialize the disrespect, but places it within a larger context. It becomes a transient event, powerless to diminish your essence unless you grant it permission. The serenity that follows is not passivity, but a resolute command over your own emotional landscape. Therefore, the next time you face rudeness, pause intentionally. Recognize the power of your reaction. Understand that every word you utter and every gesture you make is a declaration of who you are. Composure is your sword and shield. Respond with calm clarity, and you transform a potential conflict into a testament of your character and self-mastery. 1. The silent power of composure. In a world clamoring for attention, shouting often becomes the default language of power. Yet, the Stoics remind us that true strength is silent and steadfast. When confronted with disrespect, the choice to remain calm is not a retreat but an assertion of profound inner fortitude. Silence in the face of provocation disarms the aggressor because it refuses to fuel their attempts to destabilize you. Epictetus counseled that freedom lies not in bending the external world to our will, but in mastering our internal responses. Rudeness is an external disturbance, an unpredictable gust trying to unsettle your mind's tranquility. By maintaining composure, you create an impermeable fortress within. This calm presence communicates without words. It says, "Your disrespect does not reach me. You will not disturb my peace." This silent power requires discipline cultivated over time. It demands you separate the noise of insult from the core of your being. It demands a mindfulness that can observe the provocateur's intent without becoming ensnared in reactive emotion. This detachment is not apathy but a deliberate preservation of dignity. Moreover, composure carries a transformative effect beyond the moment. It signals to others that your peace is non-negotiable, that your boundaries are clear, and that you are not an easy target for petty insults. It invites respect not through intimidation but through the quiet command of self-control. This does not mean avoiding all confrontation. Rather, it means choosing when and how to engage, always from a place of strength rather than weakness. Next time rudeness threatens to disturb your equilibrium, breathe deeply, ground yourself, and embrace silence as a powerful statement. Your calmness will speak louder than any retort, and the offender will soon learn that their provocations are futile. 2. The wisdom of Stoic detachment. At the heart of Stoicism lies the profound practice of detachment, the art of disengaging our emotional well-being from the external events and the behaviors of others. Life is, by nature, unpredictable and often harsh. People will act in ways that disappoint, insult, or even wound. This is inevitable. But our suffering is not mandated by these external actions. It is born from our attachment to how we think these events should be. Detachment does not mean cold indifference or emotional numbness. It is rather a radical reorientation of perception. When someone is rude, detachment enables us to observe their behavior without internalizing it as a reflection of our worth. We understand that their rudeness is a mirror reflecting their own turmoil, ignorance, or weakness, not a judgment on who we truly are. Epictetus famously reminded us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Detachment gifts us the clarity to see insults as fleeting shadows on the surface of our consciousness, momentary disturbances that pass without leaving permanent scars. This clarity allows us to maintain equanimity, to preserve the harmony within our minds despite the chaos around us. Through detachment, we become architects of our own emotional freedom. We no longer feel compelled to respond defensively, to justify ourselves, or to engage in fruitless battles over perceived slights. Instead, we hold steady, anchored in the knowledge that our inner peace is sovereign and untouchable by the transient and external. To cultivate this wisdom, practice observing your thoughts and emotions without immediate judgment or reaction. Reflect on how others' actions are reflections of themselves, not of your value. In this space of detachment, you find resilience, a shield that protects you from the corrosive effects of disrespect. 3. Teaching others how to treat you. Every social interaction is a subtle negotiation of boundaries and respect. When someone crosses the line into rudeness, they are testing the limits you set for how others may treat you. The Stoic approach demands not passivity but deliberate clarity in setting these boundaries with calm dignity. Tolerating disrespect is a quiet invitation for its repetition. It signals that you are willing to accept less than you deserve. Conversely, responding with firm composure communicates that your values are not flexible and that you expect to be treated with dignity. This is not about aggression or retaliation. It is about self-respect expressed through consistent behavior. By embodying the principles of respect and integrity, you become a living standard for those around you. You teach others by example what is acceptable and what is not. This teaching is not delivered through harsh words but through the steadiness of your character. People learn quickly which behaviors are fruitful and which are futile when met with such unyielding calm. Setting boundaries is also an act of leadership in your own life. It affirms your autonomy and communicates to the world that your worth is non-negotiable. This internal leadership ripples outward, influencing relationships, environments, and even your own self-concept. Reflect on where in your life you may be tolerating disrespect that undermines your spirit. Begin the practice of setting clear, consistent boundaries. Do so with grace and firmness, teaching others through your own integrity how to honor your space and your value. 4. Speak with firmness, not anger. In moments of insult or disrespect, the temptation to respond with anger is almost instinctual. Yet, Stoic philosophy teaches that anger is a poison, a fog that clouds reason and diminishes our dignity. When anger governs your speech, it undermines your position and weakens your influence. True strength lies in firmness, a calm, unwavering assertion of your boundaries without yielding to emotional turbulence. To speak firmly is to communicate with clarity and purpose, signaling that while you will not accept mistreatment, you remain in control of your temperament and your message. Marcus Aurelius advised that the best revenge is to be unlike the one who caused the offense. This wisdom encapsulates the power of responding with integrity rather than retaliation. When you assert yourself calmly and firmly, you disarm the aggressor without escalating the conflict. Your speech becomes a tool of authority rather than a weapon of anger. This requires intentional practice. Before responding, pause and center yourself. Choose your words with care. Speak clearly, without raising your voice or letting frustration seep through. This manner of communication commands respect and sets the tone for future interactions. By mastering firm, calm speech, you preserve your peace and reinforce your boundaries. You transform moments of potential conflict into opportunities for demonstrating your self-control and strength. 5. Mastering respect through self-mastery. The highest teaching of Stoicism is the mastery of oneself, the governance of one's own mind, emotions, and actions. When you cultivate this mastery, you render yourself invulnerable to the slings and arrows of others' disrespect. You become the unshakable foundation upon which your peace and dignity rest. Self-mastery means living deliberately and consciously, no longer driven by impulse or reaction but by reasoned choice. It is the discipline to observe your internal state, recognize disruptive emotions as they arise, and decide how to act rather than react. This is the true essence of freedom. When you achieve this, you communicate a powerful message to the world. Your value is intrinsic and does not depend on external validation. People will sense your steadiness and respect you for it, knowing that their attempts to provoke or undermine you will fail. This respect is not demanded but earned through the unwavering consistency of your character. This journey towards self-mastery is ongoing. It requires patience, reflection, and a commitment to growth. But each step you take toward controlling your reactions strengthens your peace and empowers you to live with dignity, no matter the external storms. Begin now by cultivating awareness. Ask yourself, am I reacting or responding? With each mindful choice, you fortify your spirit and inspire respect, both within yourself and from those around you. Conclusion. The power of Stoic wisdom. In the face of disrespect, your response is a profound act of self-definition. You are not a passive recipient of others' behavior, but an active creator of your inner reality. Choosing the Stoic path of calm, firm composure and self-mastery transforms moments of rudeness from potential chaos into opportunities for growth and dignity. This is the true power of Stoic wisdom. It does not shield you from life's challenges but equips you to meet them with grace and strength. By embracing these principles, you reclaim your peace, command respect, and teach the world how to treat you, all through the mastery of your own mind. If you are ready to embody this wisdom, start today. Choose peace over chaos, self-control over impulsivity, and respect over resentment. In doing so, you set yourself on a path where rudeness no longer disturbs your spirit, and your boundaries become unbreakable. If you found value in this guidance, subscribe to Stoic Thrive for more timeless wisdom to help you master yourself and live with purpose.